All right, guys. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whatever time you actually decide to get this, I'm just going to be walking through a short demo, a short presentation for what we've been working on, right? I'm going to get into that briefly. So, basically, I made a brief Canva um, presentation just to share for this, right? Let me get to preview link. Copy the preview link so we can have it well. All right, okay, I already have it. So I'm going to be talking about the payments routing we're building. We're going to be just explaining a few things, how this is quite different from what we already have, like traditionally in payments, right? And what the problem we're looking to solve. So basically, if you're seeing this, you probably had requested this, or you or you're someone on the team we have to share this with, right? So I'm going to jump into that very quick. So now very sure you could see my screen. Let's zoom right there. So basically, welcome here. We're still going to find a name for that, but I mean earlier when we started this, because of we had built this more like a one person product. So it was um, the affluent accelerator. That was what we called it, and right now that it's becoming a tool, we probably will call it the pro connector, but we'll work on that later. But let's just talk about what problems we look to solve and coming into the market. So what we call ourselves, basically the number one payment pages for tickets, affiliate campaigns, brand partnerships, and ticket collaborators. So basically, the concept is creating a payment platform where we can have high ticket affiliate campaigns. I mean, you over the next few minutes of this presentation, you're going to see what really makes the difference about what we're building. So I mentioned brand partnerships. So the one page for brand partnerships and ticket collaborators. So gone are the days where it used to be Nike and Gucci or some of the big brands who are actually doing collabs. Like gone are the days where you see collaborations only being done in the big industry. But right now, we're beginning to see collaborations among small business owners. We're beginning to see small business owners collaborate one on one to actually launch a product out there. Or beginning to see, I mean, it's now the creators world, right? Where influencers are out there promoting a product. I mean, you want to you just launched the product, you would love to launch a custom offer for a particular influencer to promote your business as well. You love to create a tailored offer for them. So this is what we're actually building solutions for. So let me just mention some of the highlights I kind of yet noted, right? Never have to worry about structuring your rev and profit sharing campaigns again. um the traditional affiliate marketing model, which I'm also going to get into, allows for only one pricing model, and meaning almost everybody that relates with you, there is no two-person authority. There is no it doesn't show a form of collaboration between two authorities. Basically, rather it shows like one person, it's a one-man authority, and everybody else um are workers. Let's just put it that way, right? Number two, never have to worry about launching your own master resale right programs with fear of losing profit or losing control over your products online. Yep, that's one problem right there. I'm also going to share you some use cases about that, some current situations that we've seen. Um, Create unique checkout solutions for all your brand collaborators and partners without having to break the bank for an heavy tech infrastructure. That is exactly what we're solving. And control the unique needs and requests of your brand partners and collaborators, I mean in terms of revenue and payment, without having to lose your reward. So I mean, being able to please your brand partners and collaborators, and without having to lose your share of the deal or your share of the reward. So let's get into detail. um, I'm going to be talking about some three methods here, right? Of how we're beginning to see deals structure in this age. I mean, this might not be all of it, but I mean, just like I have mentioned on this highlights, you probably can work with me on what I'm actually discussing right here. So now I'm going to be talking about the master resale rights, which is quite a new business model, I would say, popping up this few days. I'm going to talk about the traditional payment routing between creators, which is usually the affiliate marketing model, and which I'm also going to break down. Then we're going to talk about our own way, how we are structuring to bring all of this collapse, the gap which we actually saw. I mean, everybody else already sees the gap as well, but only few can see this opportunity which we are also about to bring. And we're getting there. We're already at that very point where businesses can now finally see that this is the future for payments and brand collaborations. So traditionally, the affiliate marketing model was raised for people to create product and have other people make earnings from selling their product. Like I mean, there are people who are legit, who are like, their business is basically affiliate marketing. That is where that is what their business is built on, affiliate marketing, and they call it their business. But here's the problem: when we started getting into this age where we're beginning to see even small businesses structure rev share deals. I mean, what I mean by rev share, if you don't know yet, basically uh, performance based payments, performance based uh, payment. Let's call it performance based. I don't have the words for it, but let's call it performance based payment, where people are paid according to their performance, right? um Not necessarily. Now imagine, just like a salesperson, right? Now imagine a salesperson working in your company, right? You probably have an agreed percentage to pay your salesperson, or your closer, which is usually between a 10 to 15%, maybe 20 sometimes. So that's how so now imagine that kind of deal, right? Where the salesperson the salesperson was an independent closer, independent business owner of themselves, meaning you had the product, right? You had the product you could actually fulfill on. But the affiliate marketing model is the model where you bring in a salesperson. Let's put it that way: a salesperson works for you to take a fixed commission on one pricing model. So that's the general um, payment structure that has been out for a while. But imagine you have you needed to launch a collab with another independent business owner of themselves, another independent business owner. Now this business owner does not necessarily want to be tied under your pricing model. They want to own their business, and they want to own the power to actually uh, work on the pricing, work on their offers and deliverables. So basically, the business owner, the business you're looking to partner with, also wants to make their own pricing, wants to make their own deliverable to your product. I mean, imagine a normal Nike shoe, right? A plain Nike shoe, Air Force, and a Nike shoe that had a collab with another brand. Now they probably would not sell at the same price, but Nike would, imagine I was an athlete, right? As an athlete, I work directly under Nike to sell the Air Force One, but the brand that collabs with Nike does not work as an affiliate for Nike. They work as a co-creator for the product. They work as a co-creator for the product. So meaning, if Nike sells a normal Air Force, like a plain Air Force for $40, if I'm going to be a co-creator with Nike, I could choose to sell that same shoe for $150. But what there has to be an agreed commission or an agreed payment sharing between my business and Nike. That if or Nike walked up to me, we want to create a brand, launch this offer for us. You could sell at your own price, or we launch a custom price for you, and we're going to design the product and stuff like that. So they sell at 150, right? But the normal Air Force sells at $50, right? So how do we take payment? How do we structure payments when this comes to small businesses? How do we structure payments? How do we collect payments when my product becomes another person's product? When my product becomes a co-product for another business? How do we structure this? Now let me give another scenario of how we're beginning to see this play. We're beginning to see agency owners right now bank on rev shares for their clients, meaning they no longer want to take base pay or base retainers for how they get their clients' results. They want to take a rev share percentage of what growth they bring to the business. Meaning, if I sell marketing services and I contract and a business contracts me to provide my marketing services to them, I basically might not want to charge a retainer fee, right? Just a 2K month or a 5K month. I basically might want to charge a 2K month plus a percentage of how much I'm able to generate their business. So if my marketing service had a top like an additional 50K MRR, right? I want to take a percent of that growth. I want to be able to take a percent of that growth. These are the kind of deals we are beginning to see play in the now business. Like it's beginning to appear in small businesses every single day, and there is no payment structure to actually support for this kind of transactions automated. And that's where we actually come in. I think this is becoming a long note, but good to go, good to go, good to go, good to go. Let's keep up. All right. So yep. So I guess I just explained a few. Now I'm going to just use these tables that I made. So now currently, the master resale right had been around for some years now, and this has made quite a huge success over the past few years. I mean, we basically have seen communities over and over again. Now this is the digital wealth community, which I really wouldn't have shown this, but the digital wealth community, this is one of the biggest MRL communities I've seen for myself. This is over 100,000 people on an MRL product. Basically, if you don't know what an MRL means, a master resale rights, meaning there's a master creator who creates a product, then gives access, the same proprietary access to many other creators. Meaning, I create a product one time, then I give other people access to be able to become the creator for my product. Meaning, I'm giving people full 100% rights access over my product. Meaning they can sell at their own prices. Meaning they don't need to have any affiliation with me or with my brand. They can own the product as their own after they've purchased from me. So this was a concept that started some years back, and I began to see how crazy this model was printing millions for some people. You could see right here that the now this community right here sells for at least um at least a token of $500, right? 499, 497. That's how much this community sells for. Now imagine 497 and times 100,000 people. That's over. Let me pull up my calculator. Let's see. Windows 11 doesn't have it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's do a short one. 497 times 100,000 people. That's about 49,700,000. 49.7 million. $49.7 million in sales. And this community had only launched within a space of I think 3 to 4 years. 49.7 million in collective sales. Now the problem right here with what I have just shown you was the right was given to everybody. So everybody holds the same rights to the same product. The only place where the only way this creator had been able to retain rights on this program was by having a school community where the course was hosted, meaning the course was hosted on the school community. And I think this was what the creator really had access to hold from the master resale right. So now what was the problem here? Now with that much growth that happened over the space of 3 to 4 years, now these creators are beginning to see how crazy this model had made and printed millions, but they barely could retain any of this success for themselves. So meaning they created a product, right? And because of there were no payment structures that allows them to keep a revenue of the growth their product is making, they lost most of their power to giving their 100% rights to other creators. Then we have many pricing models and all for one product. So now you would see with the hierarchy I made here, the one on top has authority over this, and this has authority over this. So we have one product, many pricing models, many creators, one master creator. But now the master creator here is on the side because it shares the same authority as the many creators here. So he's not making anything off. So now we're beginning to see these community owners pivot from giving complete resale rights to their customers to the affiliate marketing route. Now because these creators wanted to retain revenue of how much their community was scaling and how much their product was doing in the market, they decided, most of them are deciding to pivot to the affiliate marketing model. Now what's the problem with this model? People would no longer be seen as their own independent business entities. So they are no longer independent business entities. Now while this person gave this creator gave access to give their master resale rights, these creators could actually be they had their own branding, their own websites, their own colors. They were able to own this product like their own. But right now the game is changing because of there is no system to support this kind of growth, meaning we're now having just one master creator. There has to be only one pricing model, many affiliates under this pricing model, leading to one product. So meaning the master creator creates the pricing model, then the affiliate takes a agreed commission, then it all leads to one product. While right here we had a master creator giving access to many other creators, which created many pricing models, and which is what these people enjoyed. They enjoyed the power to make their own choices, to make their own profits, to make their own markups, which was the interesting one and leading to one product. Now but what we're bringing right here now you could see that people don't really love to be, with these people having to pivot from having total rights and authority over the product to coming to a traditional affiliate marketing route, people might not really love this. Like, there would now become there would be a downtrend of the system. Because I mean, having to come from a place where you had total rights and authority to a place where one person tells you how much to sell for, and all you just have is a agreed commission for the same product. I mean, people would not be well incentivized as they were before. But now, what we brought, what we're working on, what we're bringing to the market is the ability for creators to be able to have their brand partners, meaning their brand partners, which was quite the same thing as we had here, can make their own choices, yet without leaving the master creator out of the box. So now, meaning there's a master creator, many affiliates and brand partners, we call them brand partners because of these brand partners and collaborators, they have their own authority and jurisdiction to make changes on pricing models, deliverables, and others. So meaning the brand partner can see the business as their own as well, not just working under one pricing model. I mean, you could see right here, the pricing model right here was bigger than the athletes. Well, it had more authority than whatever the athletes might have chosen. But right here, athletes and brand partners have authority over the pricing model, meaning um, many athletes and brand partners, we can now have many pricing models all leading to one product or many products. So this is quite what we're having to work on. And now let me show you a practical move about this. Now you could see that traditionally, when we use payment pages, this is Stripe. Now this is a Stripe payment. You could see this Stripe invoice goes for $41,000, then a $5,000 per month. So it's crazy high, right? But you could see right here that this payment page, everything on this payment page actually goes to one creator, one person, right? Now this is, I'm trying to demonstrate what we have now. Everything on this payment page actually leads to one person. It leads to one creator. But what if your payment pages could split payments between two creators? Meaning, if I had a base product of $5,000, what if there was a way I could have as much creators make changes to this pricing model and I still get to retain my $5,000 um, base pricing? So meaning, if I had set my pricing to make $5,000 per month, right? I could have other creators who would also love to add their markup on my own products, right? So I could have other people want to make the had their own markup on my own products. Then they sell for 10K, they sell for 20, but I have a setting to retain $5,000 out of every transaction that is being made. And now when the transaction is processed here, now let's do that quick. When a transaction is processed here, it goes it splits straight to the different accounts, meaning payment is split between myself and the brand creator and the brand collaborator. So if there's a collaborator collaborating with my brand, payment right here is split between these two creators, meaning myself and the brand. And it doesn't have to be the affiliate marketing route, meaning I could retain my $5,000 base price and my collaborator gets to keep the rest of the markup. Or if I decide to make changes to that, I could choose to set the deal to, I want to take a 50% rev share, I want to take a 40% rev share of everything my collaborator prices at. Meaning, if my collaborator decides to price at $40,000, I want to take a 40% of that particular price. So meaning 40% of $40,000, that's Smile you. That's how much. That's 100, right? That's geez, that's 10,000. That's $10,000. That's I would really bad on maths then. But that's $10,000, right? If my collaborator decides to place make a product for $40,000, and I choose to keep a 40% of every transaction that goes in, whatever pricing they choose to make. So if I choose to keep a 40%, yeah, of 16, oh, whatever. Let's check on the calculator. Like, let me see. I literally didn't know that. Let me pause it. All right, so I just confirmed that. So it's going to be $16,000, but you already get the drill that this is how we want payments to be structured. That payments can be split between two creators, not necessarily the creator and an athlete, but two independent business owners. So meaning we don't have to slave to being affiliates per se to another creator, but we could have the ability to custom our own prices when we're collaborating with another brand. And as a brand owner, um you're giving people access to be able to make their own deliverables with your own product, add their own deliverables, add their own kind of fulfillment to your own product, and everybody gets paid. So literally that's what the Affluent Accelerator is bringing to the market. And I guess it's quite the deal. So let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to reach out, to drop a comment. I guess this is where we're going to draw this curtain, and I'll catch you guys next one. Bye.